Freedom Session is really a healing discipleship program. It is meant to uncover the hurts and pains that we carry and to come to grips with some of the truths that we have in our lives.
Yeah, and there's a saying that we use these days, but it's actually a lady by the name of Fannie Lou Hamer who's first credited with saying, all my life I've been sick and tired. Now I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. So now she was fighting against civil rights injustices. But sometimes when we come across our emotional pain and baggage, we can feel a similar way. That sense of being fed up with the discouragement, the despair, or the pain of our past and our habits. And for me, it was 3 years ago when I was right in the middle of a season of unemployment and feeling just very discouraged about myself all around. And I knew it was time to invest in dealing with the issues that I had either tried to ignore or just kind of partially deal with, but really I couldn't ignore them because they were things that either bubbled over like a pot of oatmeal, or they were the same walls that I just kept hitting up against, all of which made me feel defeated, guilty, and hopeless.
I think I came to Freedom Session for two things. One of them is anger issue, and the other one is forgiveness. Is it forgive and forget, or is it something else? And through this course, I was able to learn what is true forgiveness.
Needless to say, the first class was a big shock, but it was great because it dealt with so much more than just forgiveness. There's a session that happens very early on that helps you to identify what your drug of choice is. And your drug of choice could be actual drugs or exercising, food, TV, social media, and things like that. I was able to determine the actual event that triggered me using my drug of choice.
This process that Freedom Session brings people through, it really allows the participants to engage with each other in a real Christian community kind of way. People have to show grace, love, and acceptance, and not only have to show it, but they wanted to show grace, love, and acceptance. And there's a lot of truthfulness and vulnerability in this process.
I've seen God work in people's relationships as they use what they've learned in Freedom Session to humble themselves and then to respond differently toward others.
My wife, so actually I asked her for her input, and what she was saying is she noticed that I'm more open to change or open to suggestions. And I think how that happened is I think God opened my heart and my eyes to see it differently.
I didn't realize how many people thought that I was impatient. Now people actually say to me, I don't know how you could be so patient through whatever situation I'm going through.
I love that it's all about God. It's not about Freedom Session, it's not about Pastor Ken, and it's definitely not about us. It's when we get to the point of saying, okay, God, help me. Then he shows up, because really he's been ready all along. And then it's all about him and his ways, not our own.
God brings to light things that I never even knew were in the dark. Moments when I thought I knew what I really needed to deal with, and then suddenly he takes me somewhere else and somewhere new.
Life still has ups and downs. You're still gonna have problems. I'm still getting angry from different things. But the difference now is that I have the tool to deal with it.
It's very freeing, very freeing. I made friends. I don't make friends easily. My husband always teased me that, I could count your friends on one hand. So maybe now it's like one hand and maybe one.
My hope is that whoever signs up for Freedom Session is not just looking for a sugar pill to make them feel better about themselves, but we're waiting for those who are ready to admit to themselves, not only am I sick, I'm sick and tired of being sick. So Jesus, help me.